So welcome back to On The Line, where we talk about Irish sports and sports news in Ireland. So might not attract any rugby fans this week, but plenty has happened during the weekend. But before I start, I want you to go down, hit the subscribe button, and if you find anything interesting in this video, feel free to leave a comment about it. So we'll start with the electricity. So the electricity this Friday wasn't the most exciting Friday, to be honest. We had 4 draws out of 5 games. 3 of those draws as well were 0-0 draws. So it was Cork City was 0, Derry City 0, Waterford 0, Bohemians 0, Shamrock Rovers 0, Dundalk 0, UCD 1, St. Pat's 1, Finn Harps 1, Sligo Rovers 2. So Dundalk were missing their main midfielders McElhenney and Benson, so they lacked that bit of creativity. Do you believe if they had those players they would have won that game against Shamrock Rovers? Also Shamrock Rovers' new striker Wojcik just slapped a shot over the bar and Hoare's header hit the post as well, but that was the only exciting bits. The rest of it, maybe 90% of the game, was quite boring. After Cork winning last week, you'd think they'd find their second win as they were at home versus Derry, but they only picked up a 0-0 draw. I think Cork would be happy with the clean sheet, but they've only picked up 4 points out of 12, which is very disappointing to one of the most consistent teams in the last few years. UCD picked up an amazing point against St. Pat's. St. Pat's have been one of the most liveliest Irish teams at the moment, so that's a fantastic point for them. And the Northwest Derby, Sligo Rovers, picked up their first victory of the season. Top goal scorers so far is Cochrane for Bohemians, he's got 3, and Brennan for St. Pat's, he has now also got 3 goals this season. So Division 1 was also Friday, and thank God that was a bit more exciting. Shelburne had a shock defeat to Cabinteely 3-2. Wexford was 0, Galway 4, so the season has finally started off for Galway. Bray have 2 wins out of 2 now after beating Limerick 2-0. Could Athlone be title challengers as they beat Cobh 1-0, and Longford beat Drogheda 3-0, an amazing win there. And Kilduff has scored 3 goals this season. He is Division 1's top goal scorer. So this Monday, Shamrock Rovers took on Finn Harps, where they won 3-0. It's a game they should be winning 3-0 anyway, but their striker, who was suspended last week, Green, has returned with a goal, and they will be hoping he can get onto a real goal scoring form at the moment so they can win the title back that they haven't won in so many years. So this is the table so far in the electricity. Shamrock Rovers are on top with 10 points, but they have played an extra game. Bohemians are second with 10 points. St. Pat's are third with 8 points. Derry City are 4th with 7 points. Dundalk are 5th with 6. Waterford are 6th with 4. Sligo are 7th with 4. Cork City in relegation battle, they have 4 points there. Finn Harps with 2 and UCD with 1. The Division 1 table, Bray Wanderers are on top with 6 points. Athlone are 2nd with 6 points. Longford are 3rd with 4 points. Galway are 4th with 3. Drogheda are 5th with 3. Shelburne are 6th with 3. Cabinteely are 7th with 3. Limerick are 8th with 1 point. Cobh with 0 points. And Wexford with 0 points. And the League Cup has also kicked off, and these are the scores of the League Cup. Athlone were leading 1-0. Galway scored a goal in the 70th minute to bring it into extra time. Galway winning that one 2-1. Bray Wanderers have beaten Wexford 3-2. Cabinteely have beaten Drogheda 1-0 away. And Shelburne have beaten Bluebell United 1-0. So big news in the electricity. Desmond, who is Glasgow Celtic's largest shareholder, will be investing $3 million into Shamrock Rovers. So what do you believe? What does What does this mean? Does this mean Shamrock Rovers will be bringing in top players, or will facilities improve? What does this mean, and will this encourage other investors to come to League of Ireland and invest in other clubs? Hopefully this is the beginning of something new. Damien Duff has joined Celtic's main coaching staff with Lennon. Celtic are 8 points ahead of the Scottish Prem with 5 games left, so he should be lifting the title. They are also in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, so can Celtic win the double this year? Aston Villa's top Irish player Hourihan scored 2 goals against Lampard's Derby County in their 4-0 victory. So he has now 6 goals and 9 assists this season. Do you think he is the most important Irish player for the qualifiers this season? I honestly think he should walk on the team. I think he's a brilliant player, and hopefully we can get victories against Denmark and Switzerland. So Mick McCarthy is watching the Irish League, and as the Irish League has just started, he won't be selecting anyone for a few months. Hoban is struggling to get a few goals in. With the absence of McElhenney and Benson as well, he needs that creativity maybe behind him to get those goals again. So I'm not too sure if he'll be selected either. But Mick did admit that he was very impressed by O'Connor at Cork City. O'Connor has just signed for Cork City. He did win Division 1 with UCD and getting on to the Team of the Year. So Athlone Town are off to an incredible start this season. They are the oldest League of Ireland team, as they were founded in 1887. They only picked up 7 points last year and went 18 months without a win. But this year is a different story. They did have loads of problems with players gambling and managers leaving. They have won their first 2 games in Division 1 and knocked out Dundalk 1-0 in the Leinster Cup. They've now gathered up 16 new players and fans rising up to 400 people per game. They are a new happy team that could see the Prem next season. And just to put this one in there, Roy Keane, how many years has he been retired now? He's still picking up yellow cards. In Nottingham Forest 2-0 defeat to Stoke, Roy Keane did get a yellow card, so some things just never change. But we'll now go to the Allianz Leagues. So Tyrone took on Cavan, which was 115 to 9 points to Tyrone. Not just their attack was impressive, but even defensively, Cavan only picked up 2 points from play. Mayo has suffered another defeat as they lost to 2 points to Galway. It was 12 points to 111. Both teams needed to win, as last week they both suffered defeats. Playing with the breeze, Galway led 1-7 to 3 points at half time. Mayo caught up, but just wasn't enough. Roscommon took on Dublin, which was 112 to 214. It's Dublin's first away win in the league. Roscommon gave him a good go, but it was stamina that won at the end of the day, as Dublin have amazing young athletes. Dean Rock scoring 1-5 for Dublin, and Conor Cox scoring another 4 points for Roscommon. Kerry beat Monaghan to stay 100% unbeaten. It was 17 points to 13. And you need to look up O'Shea's goal from the sideline. He really did do the impossible. Monaghan did lead by 2 points, but Kerry calmly got back into it and won the game comfortably. O'Shea ended up scoring 8 points in that game, and McManus also scored 8 points for Monaghan. In Division 2, we had a fantastic game as Meath took on Kildare. These two teams battled through rain and snow, and it looked like it was going to be Kildare's win until 4 minutes to go. They gave away a penalty. Meath won 1-9 to Kildare's 1-8. So this is Division 1 table at the moment, and it's Kerry on top with 10 points. Dublin are second with 6. Mayo are third with 6. Galway are fourth with 6. Tyrone are fifth with 5 points. Roscommon are sixth with 3 points. Cavan are seventh with 2 points. And Monaghan are 8th with 2 points. In Division 2, Meath are on top with 8 points. Fermanagh are second with 8. Donegal are third with 6. Kildare are fourth with 5 points. Armagh are 5th with 4 points. Clare are 6th with 3 points. And Tipperary are 7th with 3 points. And surprisingly, at the bottom, it's Cork with 3 points. So a lot of games were cancelled in the hurling, but we did get one amazing game, which was Clare taking on Limerick, that ended in a draw. The result was 211 to 114. Teams are starting to prove that Limerick are quite beatable with another fantastic game. Clare need to watch their tackling though, as they have conceded 125 in their last 3 games. So this is the table so far. On top, Limerick, who have qualified with 7 points. Clare second with 5. Wexford have 4 points in third. Kilkenny have 4 points in fourth. Cork have 4 points in fifth. And Tipperary have 2 points in sixth. From third to sixth, they all have a game in hand, so Clare could easily lose their second place. The European Indoor Championship was exciting, with Mark English winning bronze in an 800 metre run. Ciara Mageen won bronze in a 1500 metre run, both not far off from a silver. So Irish horse racing is having a tough time with drug use, as Dylan Robinson has been banned for 3 years as he was tested positive for cocaine. 14 jockeys have been banned using a Class A drug in the last 4 years. Dylan did say he can't remember taking anything, and in 2020 he could return after some consideration. So I'm guessing if he stays clean and has positive engagements with medical staff, that he could return sooner rather than later. So I hope you enjoyed my second video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and comment if you find anything interesting in this video. And hopefully I will start getting interviews as well, getting involved with these videos as well. So I'll see you next week.